Yeah, so GM Goats, welcome to our second Goated Town Hall. If you're wondering who I am, I'm Melissa and I'm the social lead at Mighty Bear Games at Goat. So I know everyone's expecting our head of growth, Coco today. But I'm kind of standing in for her, because she's repping Goat on another space. Yeah. So yeah, so if you were here for our town hall last month, we talked about what goat gaming is about and our road to goat campaign, and basically everything that you can do to earn those goat points. So I'm sure everyone's pretty excited today for what we're gonna talk about today. And I guess like the alpha or the announcements that we're going to share with the community today. Before that, I just want to introduce tonight's speakers. We have Simon, who is the CEO of Mighty Bear Games, and we also have Michael, who is our Web3 product owner. So, Simon and Michael, would you guys like to introduce yourselves and kind of share what you're most excited about this week, whether for Goat or anything else?
Yeah, sure. I'm Simon. I'm the CEO at Mighty Bear. So, very quick intro. I've been making games for over 20 years. We founded the studio in 2017. And GOAT really is like the culmination of everything we've been doing since 2021 when we started building on Web3. What am I excited for this week? Um, yeah, we're making some very interesting moves on the NFT side for Go and also on like one of the games that's coming up. And so I'm really excited to see how they develop this week. I guess we'll share more with you once we've locked some final decisions down, but it's looking pretty interesting right now. I think we're getting to a very good spot.
Cool. Yeah, and I'm Michael. I'm the product lead for Goat Gaming and anything that touches Web3. So be it tokenomics, NFTs, game economy. So that's a lot of the things I'm helping with. If you have any questions, I'm the guy. My background, real quick. So I've been building blockchain games since early 2019. Worked at a Japanese company called Double Jump Tokyo. We built My Crypto Heroes back in the days, which was back in like 2019 and 2020, the number one blockchain game. Not anymore, but back then it was very big. And then since then, I helped a few projects with tokenomics. So I worked with Yield Guild games a bit in the early days. Another NFT DAO called Blackpool Finance, and then I joined Mighty Bear Games in January 2022. Yeah, and since then been cooking with the Bears, and helping to navigate the shift from Web 2 to Web 3. And what I'm excited about, yeah, the new game that we have coming up. It's not launching this week, but it's launching very soon. I think we'll share a bit more alpha, and then tonight we have an announcement on the NFT plans. So that's also very exciting.
Nice, nice. So I guess before we dive into that, Simon, you've been on the road for I think about the last 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe do you want to share a bit about that?
Yeah, I can talk about that. I mean, at high level, we have a lot planned for what we're doing with Go and specifically with Telegram. And so Terry, who's our head of partnerships, also known as Zizzy10, hilariously is mistaken for being my son on a business trip recently. So we tweeted about that. Terry and I were on the road meeting with both investors and strategic partners for this. So there's a few companies we want to work with, obviously Telegram being one of them. And we think there's also a number of IPs that we'd like to bring to the Goat gaming ecosystem. And so it was a combination of investor meetings and then meetings with people who will be part of the ecosystem with us and like formulating how we can best work together. A lot of teams and a lot of founders like to do this via Zoom, via Skype in the old days, but actually I think there's no substitute for in person. And we have some really, I think people would be pretty blown away by some of the people we have relationships with. And that's because we put the time and effort to going and meeting people face to face and building trust. And so, like all of these things, you'll only really see the results of this in a few months. But I'm very excited by some of the meetings we had and what's going to come out of them.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah. So I guess without further ado, let's dive into what we are cooking at Goat. And as Simon and Michael had mentioned, there's lots of exciting things to, I guess, like review or hint at today with the NFT collection that we've been planning. So yeah, Simon, maybe do you want to do like take us take us through an introduction into the NFT collection?
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let Michael talk about that. But yeah, go on.
I gladly do that.
Yeah.
We had a few conversations about the NFT collection, also with the holders, and we got a lot of really good feedback. So thanks again for all the holders helping us execute this properly. For those who are not holders, so as a quick summary, actually, let me take a step back. So we started our Web3 journey building the MightyNet, and the MightyNet has always been an ecosystem of games, and Mighty Action Heroes being the very first game. And in terms of NFTs, we had the MightyNet Genesis Pass NFT, which is our collection of 1337 Genesis Passes. And then we have the Big Bear Syndicate NFT that's 5,000 bears to kind of celebrate the Mighty Action Heroes launch. So these are basically like the ecosystem NFTs and what we're building. And now with kind of the rebrand from the MightyNet to Goat Gaming, we kind of took a look at these two collections and we were like, okay, what do we do with them? And it probably makes sense to consolidate them and bring them into the Goat brand. And again, just a summary again on, or like a recap on why we did a rebrand. So MightyNet was just basically too close to Mighty Bear Games in terms of the name, and Goat Gaming, the vision is kind of bigger than just Mighty Bear Games or just the MightyNet. So with the rebrand to Goat Gaming, we also want to invite other studios to build with us, and not just Mighty Bear Games. So we just needed to have a name that is a bit more inclusive. And then the NFTs that we have in the ecosystem, they need to reflect that as well. So to kind of bring it to the point, so we are converting and migrating the MightyNet Genesis Pass and the Big Bear Syndicate NFTs to the GOAT NFTs. That's kind of the code word for now. We're actually releasing something later tonight where there's a bit more information of like how the conversion will be. I mean, I could go into the details, but I feel like it's probably best if folks read the announcement later. So there's all the details in there, and there's no misunderstanding. So I'll leave it at that. I can go deeper if you want, Melissa or Simon. But yeah, the summary is basically we're converting the Genesis Pass and Big Bear Syndicate NFTs to the GOATs.
I think it's a good amount of information. I don't think you should divulge more than that because I want people to be surprised and also being very honest. When you're building things, they can always change a bit at the last minute, right? And so you don't want to get into a position where you have to start explaining why certain decisions were changed or people get the wrong idea as well.
Yeah, sounds good. And also, we will have another town hall. We'll have office hours. So after we share the plan, feel free to share your thoughts in Discord, and then we can discuss this afterwards.
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback off your comment, Michael, about like a lot of things in the work, a lot of like I guess like a lot of moving parts, things kind of like changing, things are kind of like changing at the last minute, right? I guess that is also kind of part and parcel with what happens when we build with the community, right? So I think like on the on community, right? I think recognizing and kind of rewarding like loyalty to the goats that have been with us on day one is also kind of like a top priority for us, right? So I don't know, maybe Simon, do you want to comment more on that?
Can you repeat that? You cut out. I'm having small intermittent issues with audio.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so I guess just piggybacking off Michael's comment around how we kind of like work very closely with the community, and when we try to take in as much feedback as possible, that means a lot of moving parts happening, right? But I guess it's also kind of part and parcel with what happens when we build with the community. And I think just to segue further into that, right? I think recognizing and rewarding loyalty to like the goats that have been with us from day one it's also been a huge focus for the team as well. So do you have any comments around those?
No, I think you hit it exactly right. Like you want to build with the community, you want them to feel included. So I know that we've been having some chats with certain members of the community and sharing their plans and getting their input. And it's really important because as a dev, you have a perspective why certain things make sense and you try and put yourselves in people's shoes, but it's never the same as hearing it from someone directly. And so, community is really key and we can't do this without them. And so, I think everyone in the leadership team, and Michael's been actually a fantastic evangelist for the community. And everyone wants to put that first and reward the people that have been there already, as well as the people that have joined us recently and supporting us on the road to GOAT. So yeah, I think you hit on that. Yeah, it's difficult, right? Because when you're building things change for lots of different reasons at the last minute. So you always want to be open and transparent, but then you don't want to get into a position where people feel that, you said one thing, you did something else, and you have to explain every single decision. And people are not always going to understand because you kind of have to be there in the moment. So you have to try and be open and then hope that the people will trust you. But yeah.
I think adding to that also, I mean, we got some really good feedback when we shared the initial plans for the conversion, or the migration from the Genesis Pass and the Big Bear Syndicate to the GOATs. A lot of very valid feedback, and obviously there's different folks from different positions. They have different context. I think a lot of the work is to explain the intentions and explain the plan, and the goal is to make sure that those that believe in us, we look after them basically. And at the same time, we need to grow what we're building, so we need to also make space for new folks coming in. Basically, it's still early what we're building. Anybody joining now is still joining at a very good time. So we also want to make sure that there's space for new people. So with the GOAT collection, so there will be a migration from the Genesis Pass and the Bears, but there will also be some allocation for new folks coming in to kind of grow the pie for everybody and grow the community. So in terms of like the Road to GOAT event that we have right now, and Road to GOAT with the hashtag GOAT, I think that's very obvious what that means. That means also we're kind of building up a bit of hype towards the GOAT launch.
Yeah. I guess like we kind of mysterious about what the actual collection is about, right? I don't know, like putting both of you on the spot, like right now, like any like I guess like any hints that you can share now, that you can, or I don't know.
So we haven't publicly talked about the art yet, and I think we want to keep it a mystery. And Simon, feel free to share more. It's you're the CEO of leaks. But what we're building also with Mighty Action Heroes is a lot close to like 80s, 90s, or 70s, 80s, 90s action movies. The GOATs are kind of in a similar era, but in a different genre. That's what I can say for now. Simon, unless you want to say a bit more. It's not gonna be GOAT interns PFP. Don't worry.
I would like one of like.
That would be funny if it was
interns
actually.
PFP.
No, it's very different to that. No, I mean, look, there are like some retro elements there, but it's a totally different genre. And I think it's something that really will resonate actually with the current audience better, and maybe with the current meta in Web3 as well. So, yeah, I think you've shared a good amount.
Okay.
Yeah. If I say anything else, it's just going to be too obvious. Right? I want to start making puns. But yeah.
Yeah. Also, maybe we learned a lot from the Bears. We like the art from the Bears, but it might not have resonated too much with the broader crypto space. So there's a lot of learnings that go in that new collection, which we're very excited about.
Yeah, I guess like speaking of learnings, right? I think even though we are at such an early stage into the PFP journey, I think other than the fact that we've been kind of like getting a lot of insights from the community, what other learnings can you share, like at this point of the, I guess at this point of the development?
Yeah, I guess I can take this. So the NFT collection, we actually shared this already in the Substack. So the initial Substack about the Road to GOAT, we shared a bit of what to expect with the GOAT drop that comes later this year. So a portion of the GOAT allocation goes towards the Road to GOAT participants. Then another portion goes to content creators. So if you're creating content, make sure you post it with the hashtag GOAT. so that you show up in the content creator leaderboard. And then the third bucket is for the GOAT PFP holders. So the GOAT NFT that is launching, there will be a GOAT allocation as well. So just, some alpha. It was written between the lines, but I really want to call it out. And that is also, again, like to give back to the community and make sure they're looked after. That's what I can share. And then obviously after the GOAT launch, the GOAT token launch, there is also a use case for the GOAT PFPs. And we'll share a bit more about this when that gets closer.
Actually, here's a question for the community. See if they want to share stuff in the chat. If you were to come up with a GOAT PFP collection, what would you call that collection? What should the name for that collection be? Because if you call it GOAT, then maybe it gets confusing between the ecosystem and possibly the token and the PFP. So what kind of unique name would you use for the PFPs?
I like that.
Crowdsourcing the brain. Yeah, because we were having a debate about this. We kind of might be changing it last minute, so we'll see.
Yeah, to be kind of honest, we're kind of still finalizing the name. As Simon said, it should not be the same name as the token. It should not just be GOAT. A bit confusing. We have some ideas. We actually have one name that we like a lot, but now is the time. Yeah, and I guess in terms of like the launch mechanics, again, like later today we're gonna release an article how the whole mint is gonna work. We're gonna share the conversion of the Genesis passes and the Big Bear syndicates to the GOATs. We share the supply of the collection. We share the price of the claim. So just to give some alpha, it's gonna be a free claim for everybody that's migrating. So if you're migrating from a Genesis pass and a Big Bear syndicate holder to the GOATs and you need a certain ratio to do that, then it's a free claim, obviously. And for anybody else that's joining through events and other activations, there will be a paid mint and a paid mint. And again, there's more details in the document. I feel like I might not share enough context now if I go into more specifics. The GOAT Genesis.
I like
That's
that.
not bad.
That's very similar to you did reject a very similar name earlier.
You like the Genesis.
Yeah. Who was it that vetoed Genesis? Someone vetoed it. Oh, it wasn't you, it was someone else. Yeah.
No, it was not me. It was not me.
Yeah, I remember.
A heated debate.
Yes, it was very much. Yeah, a very heated debate.
I like GOAT Genesis, but like for some reason that makes me think that every PFP is gonna get a beard of some sorts. I think that'd be kind of cool. I think Michael will like that. Michael and Simon will like that. Both your PFPs have like goatees right now.
That's right.
It's a small detail.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. Great.
GOAT Overlord also has a goatee.
Yeah, all of you have goatees except me, so I'm feeling so much FOMO right now. Great. Yeah. So yeah, I guess like shall we like open the floor to some questions from our goats right now in the like listening in?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
I think for now, I mean for this week really it's the NFT collection that we're announcing tonight. So look forward to that. And any other questions, just feel free to shoot. And Simon is in the room. You can ask any difficult questions on Fortnite, vision with Waifu Tycoon 3. You can ask about Waifu Clash. You can ask about whatever Simon is currently thinking about. I can hint some stuff, but I'll leave it up to you, Simon, if you want to share some alpha.
Why'd you do this to me? Let me think about this. Yeah, I mean, we have more games coming to Telegram quite soon. I think maybe not Telegram necessarily, but the next game in Goat Gaming is scheduled in the next couple of weeks, maybe even sooner. On the Fortnite side, it's been interesting. I think we have a team that's been doing a lot of interesting experiments, and I think it's cool to basically drive some of the Web 2 normies to Web 3. So we did a leaderboard in a game a a few months back, and so you had a chance to win a PS5 if you went to this website and redeemed a code. And so if we can drive, tens or hundreds of thousands of people to redeem codes on Goat Gaming, then you have new players in the ecosystem, and it's actually a way to onboard people to Web3. So it's very cool. This is not public knowledge, but we can create these Fortnite maps very quickly. So we basically build them in about a week. And so that actually allows us to do a lot of experimentation. If those ideas work well, then we take those ideas and we build them in Web3. It's really cool. It's like a little R&D platform, and then I think Telegram will be the main platform for like distributing kind of PvP games. We have some really interesting experiments we've been doing. So the Telegram games we have look nothing like the Telegram games you've seen today. They're not clickers, they're actually real-time kind of playable games. And not every Telegram game has to be boring. So yeah, I think people are going to be very blown away actually by what we've done on there so far and the kind of level of polish and quality. Do you want to maybe add a little bit onto that, Michael?
Yeah, I think also more generally, I see a lot of new folks in the audience, so kind of sharing a bit what Goat Gaming is about and what like our vision is. So the tagline is play games, win prizes. And I think, Simon, you coined that, you said games are better with prizes. Right?
Actually, the tagline has been updated. We're so fast moving. We said this on Monday. It's play games and Goat win prizes. Because we had to have that piece in the middle.
Calling out people
remember. You got to call out the Goat, yeah.
Didn't know we can already share that alpha, but they'll be updated soon on the website.
Yeah, I guess it will be, yeah.
Calling it out, I like it. And it's a platform to win prizes, and play a bunch of different games. The first games are a bit more competitive, so you have Mighty Action Heroes. Waifu Clash is also actually competitive, where you can compete with crowns to win crowns, and then you can redeem crowns for something that will launch soon. Wink, wink. And then we have the Fortnite experiences that Simon shared. So we kind of want to tap into the Web2 audience as well, and we build a way for people to kind of play the Fortnite maps, complete quests, and then redeem those rewards for the quests on our platform. So there's like a code redeem, and then currently that gives you points for the Road to Goat campaign. But in the future there could be other prizes. And then, as Simon mentioned, we're also looking to Telegram, and then we see that kind of like as distribution channels, and also as experiments, to be honest. Because right now the Web3 gaming space is still growing. I think Fortnite is an interesting channel. I think Telegram is an interesting channel. And yeah, games are better with prizes and also with Goat.
Actually,
so
here's a question.
Like what we're building.
I want to pose a question to the community. I want to see the answers in the chat. So me and Michael were having a large debate on this. Do people in Web3 care about physical prizes? So if you had a game and maybe sometimes you win tokens, maybe now and again you have a chance to win an iPad, like would you care about that? Or would you just want pure tokens and pure NFTs? So I guess it's interesting, like would people be motivated by like physical goods as well? Because yeah, that's a debate we're having right now. I'm interested
to see saying,
Yes.
Would you rather have...
No, it's not rather, right? Well, it's like, if you play this leaderboard this week, it's like for a chance to win an iPad, or is it just purely you just want the focus on NFTs and tokens?
All right, people like hardware.
The people have spoken.
People have spoken.
Give me
Still gaming is a clear no.
And crypto. Yeah, I know. I know that some people will not care at all, right? And so I know it's going to divide people, but like honestly, every community has different opinions. So. Interesting. Yeah, it's a hard no in caps. That's the hardest no.
I think Skill Gaming already has 3 iPads.
You need one for each hand when you're multitasking, and then one in front of you to watch a video, right? So yeah, you need 3 iPads.
Mr. Mario also said we need some Waifu Clash merch. Simon, what merch can we expect from Goat Gaming? I think there's also conversations we're having. And also, where can people find us in real life if people come to crypto events?
Well, I don't want to answer the second question, but on the first one, like in terms of merch, that's a good question. I've been discussing this with Terry. It's funny. One of the things we spoke about was doing a waifu pillow as like a joke for one of the like Token 2049 events. Like we will need some merch for the physical events. We haven't figured out what it is. We do actually have some like funny, it's not really merch, but like I suppose they're like goodies or souvenirs for some of the goats we'll be working with. So these are like big name people on Web3 that will be kind of joining the project. And so there's a little goat chain that you get to wear around your neck that says goat, but there's only 50 of those like globally. So they're not going to be available for sale, unfortunately. So yeah, actually, if people have ideas for like goat merch, we'd love to hear it. Actually, we'd love to hear who wants what. There's been a shout for a waifu pillow. I don't think that one's going to come anytime soon. But you know, other ideas. Well,
We
I
like
don't
the
know.
waifus.
Yeah, but you know, we maybe want to be a bit more inclusive. I don't know. Maybe we do the waifu pillow and 2 or 3 other things. I have no idea. Like, I'm not the best person to think of merch because I'm the guy that goes to a conference and just refuses to take any of the merch because I hate having stuff in my house. And the guy's always throwing stuff away. So yeah, I'm probably not the person to pick what the merch should be.
So
Okay.
that you can't tease the pillow and then say that.
Well, we could do waifu balloons. You blow up a waifu. Yeah, why not that? Pet goat.
I think it's time to change the subject.
Tamagotchi.
They kind of took a turn.
Goat Tamagotchi.
We went from
Tamagotchi.
goat to waifu.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're opening up the stage, right? For any questions. So now's the time. And again, also as a recap, I also realized we haven't talked about this yet, but for all new folks coming in, so right now the Road to Goat event is live, so you can play Mighty Action Heroes, you can play Waifu Tycoon 3 in Fortnite, and you can play Waifu Clash very soon, and get points in all those games. And it's going to run for a few more weeks, so you're still early. All right.
Anyone trying to get up?
Give it for a few. Yeah, if you want to take the stage, or if you want to just write the question in the chat, that's also fine.
Yeah, both.
Any questions, welcome.
Typing.
Also, just checking right now in the general chat. If
What's the
anything.
utility of the token post TG, Michael? This is very much a question aimed at you.
We talked about this before, right? I'm just gonna.
Doesn't matter,
share
but yeah, like we don't always have the same people in every chat, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very understandable question, so I'm just gonna share it. So the GOAT token is basically the ecosystem token of the GOAT gaming ecosystem, as the name says. And we will have something called a liquid locker. So you basically lock the GOAT tokens, and as you have them, as you hold them, you qualify for milestone-based rewards in the GOAT ecosystem. So as the ecosystem grows, for the value that the community adds, the community gets value back. So the GOAT token basically gives you those rewards, and that is boosted basically by the NFTs. So the NFTs will also have utility in the liquid locker as kind of like a boost. And then also the GOAT token is used as a form of payment for crowns. So crowns is basically the in-game off-chain currency for the GOAT gaming ecosystem. So crowns are used across the different games that we're building. So Mighty Action Heroes, crowns will also be used in Waifu Clash to join buy-in matches and compete against others. And then you can also redeem crowns for, we call it redacted, but I think it's an open secret now that this is the GOAT token. So basically you buy crowns with goats, you can redeem crowns for goats, and this is also what the utility is. I hope that answers your question. There was the second question in this question, right?
It's about locking.
What can you be and not to deflate its market value rapidly? Yeah, so I've been looking a lot into recent token launches. I think what a lot of them have in common that they have very fast unlock schedules, which means very short vesting for investors and others. And we basically want to make sure that the locking and the vesting, it's not as short as other projects where there's a lot of sell pressure. So I think, not to go too much into the terms. I mean, we'll share the tokenomics in a few weeks actually, but we want to make sure that the token has time to find its price without too much sell pressure in the beginning. I can say that much about for now. Obviously, there will be rewards. Yeah,
you're talking. So the projects you're talking about specifically for the investors and VCs that bought early on had like big unlocks of TG and like very quickly, right? The VCs that invested in us don't have any unlocks for like the first 12 months. So I think fundamentally it's very different, right? We have our investors are on a much longer time schedule there.
Yep.
So I think that's what you're referring to. I don't want people to think that like we're gonna lock up their tokens for like ages.
Yeah. Thanks for calling that out. Just to go a bit deeper into that, right? Like some projects they have, I don't know, immediate 20% unlock of investment, right? Of investors, or they have only a 3-month cliff, and then there's a lot that unlocks, or a 6-month cliff. There was another project that I saw yesterday. And as Simon mentioned, all of our investors and team have a lockup for a year, and then even after the year, it's not like there's a huge unlock after a year. Like it starts slowly unlocking after a year. So basically, in the first year, no investor, no team member has any tokens. So that also makes sure that the community eats first, basically, and we need to make sure that we actually build value, like long-term value. I mean, Simon, you talk to a lot of investors in the space. I mean, not to call people out, but there's a lot of short-term thinking right now, and we're not a fan of that. Yeah.
There's a lot of moon boys pretending to be investors. And then there's kind of more serious investors as well. But, if we have a meeting with someone and the first question is like, how much can I unlock a TG? Then I know they're not the right investor for us. And so we've been very deliberate about only building with people that have more of a long-term mindset, because I want to be running this project in 4, 5, 6, 10 years time. I don't want to be doing this for a year and then moving on to the next thing. That's not who we are. And the studio's been around since 2016. And so I want to be around another 8 years. And so it's just not us, basically, right? We're real builders and we build for the long term. There was a question here about adding more quests on existing games. So what do you think of that, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, somebody intelligent on the team had the idea of daily quests.
Oh, yeah.
You want to share some more?
That
was your idea, Simon.
Yeah,
no, I mean, we're gonna.
Obvious.
It's kind of obvious now. We're working on daily quests right now. So that's gonna go live very soon, and then as the new games are coming in, they will also have quests.
Yeah,
we might actually add more quests for existing games, but
we should do.
Yeah, Jau. Jau. I hope I say your name right. Which game is your favorite game on the Goat Gaming platform right now? Is it MAH or is it Waifu Tycoon 3?
I guess it's going to be MAH. I just have that vibe.
MAH.
Could be wrong. There you go. Yeah, the vibe.
Yeah. We will have daily quests that reset daily, as the name says. And then we'll probably we're considering to add more quests to the MAH side. Yeah.
So there won't be mandatory lockups on tokens on receiving, I don't think, or certainly not for the whole supply. So I don't think people have to worry about getting tokens and having to wait for ages and ages.
We're not. Yeah, and more. We will release more in terms of tokenomics as the token launch comes closer. But I can say I'm not a fan of having a vesting for a airdrop. I feel like that just it creates weird dynamics. Like it's best to give the entire airdrop to the community and then have price discovery instead of giving it slowly to the community and have the fear of continuous sell pressure. I think that's not so healthy. But we'll share more in terms of details.
Next game live in the next week to 2 weeks. I think it's currently slated for sometime next week, if I remember correctly. But I guess that may slip back into the following week. I guess we'll see. But it won't be long. It's pretty soon.
We're also wrapping up right now with a lot of internal playtests.
Yeah.
And the game is looking great. I think also on the art side, the art team has done a great job on adding a bit of a background story. And in the underground, you'll see what that is, and you'll be able to battle in the underground. I'm actually very excited what the team has cooked up there.
There's a very detailed question about quest leaderboard points with achievement points. This is a Michael question.
Yeah, that's my question. Yeah, it's more of a question of like priorities. So we're right now focusing on the daily quest. We're focusing on the new game going live. I understand we should probably merge it rather sooner than later because people want to see where they are at on the leaderboard. It might not happen within the next 2 weeks, but probably within. I'm pushing for the next 3 weeks. But again, there's a lot going on right now, and yeah, it's always competing for priorities. Also,
Yeah.
just to address the elephant or the goat in the room, there are a lot of folks in the top 10 that have a lot of points. So we looked into this and we confirmed that those players were using bots to kind of, refer other bots and give them points, and kind of cheated the system a bit. So we will clean that up and we will remove the points for those people that are cheating the system and kind of like civil attacking the leaderboard. So there will be some adjustments to the leaderboard. Hope that makes sense.
Okay.
The buff goat. Yeah. I heard in the underground. I guess it's time to move on. RIP. 8K horns. Yeah. The points are kind of out of this world. Yeah. I looked into it very detailed, and yeah, it's quite clear what happened there.
I mean, if you're going to cheat, don't be so obvious.
It's yeah, I
go
think it's a common thing in Web3. I feel like there's a
of
lot
course.
of projects that live on bots, and yeah, not to call out people, but it's quite interesting.
Go on,
And
name
some is very
names.
obvious. No.
No, I'm just messing with you. Don't name names. Okay. Right. So, any other questions? Or are we done here? People had enough of us.
I think we can take like one more question and then call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Who wants to take the last shot?
Let's see what the hardest question is. If anybody has any.
Give us some alpha. Give us some meme coin tips, Michael.
Actually, I'm not a meme coin guy. I kind of completely missed the whole meme coin hype. I don't know. I just felt like it's not worth, I don't know, diving into. I mean, honestly, I was just too busy working the last few months. I'm just very focused on just ETH, Bitcoin, and a lot of gaming tokens that are not looking good right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Now's the time to buy.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not concerned.
NFA.
No financial advice, obviously. Yeah. But I just feel like this can't be it. So there's a lot of good stuff.
Go on, Michael.
Yeah, just like I was last week. I was in Kyoto in Japan at an event, and Gabby from YGG, he was also there, and a few other folks. And there are a lot of really exciting things happening the next few months. So yeah, it's a lot to look forward to in the space.
I was going to say, like, this feels like the kind of vibe that we had post FTX, where everyone was like very grumpy and upset and saying it was over, and Solana went down to like $6. And I just feel like, actually, given the amount of FUD that's around, like, there's probably some very good buying opportunities. I don't really mind launching a token in this market either, because it's kind of up only for the community. So I think it's actually a very good time. Yeah. Well, NFA, yeah, of course. I've made no mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, also just looking at macro. I mean, yeah, I mean S&P 500 is at an all-time high. Probably it's going to be rate cut soon. Yeah. And there's the Bitcoin ETF that's already live. The Ethereum ETF is going live soon. It's just a lot of tailwind that's happening right now. And gaming is getting better. Like Web3 gaming is getting better every single day. So I'm very optimistic.
That's why you only live on a diet of champagne, right?
What?
I'm just joking.
Teach me about the English words.
What? Champagne? No. Anyway, I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we can
Um,
call it here.
all right.
Lots of
Thanks,
alpha
Free
drop.
everyone.
gaming is inevitable.
Yeah, lots of alpha drop tonight.
LFGOAT.
Yeah,
Inevitable is
yeah.
Web3 gaming.
Yeah, seems like lots of alpha drop tonight, not just around like the PFP, but also around like goat ecosystem in general. Yeah, totally agree. It's
Thank you,
Yeah, thank you.
time to grind those horns.
I'm really
Good.
grateful for everyone that shows up in the Discord and comes to these AMAs and supports us as well. It actually means a lot, you know. When we started this company 7, 8 years ago, I didn't actually expect people to start, you know, supporting us and tens of thousands of people to be showing up to our different channels and coming to our live events and whatever. And so community means a huge amount. So thanks to everyone that came along.
Yeah, it's more fun to build with friends. So thanks to
Yeah.
all the goats for showing up.
Thank you.
Yeah, make sure to follow our Twitter. As I said, tonight is going to be an announcement for the NFTs. Yeah, be there, be early, and have fun. Most importantly.
Yeah, and yeah, if you subscribe to our Substack, you might get early alpha even before it hits here. So
Okay.
yeah, LFGOAT.
LFGOAT.
All right.
LFGOAT.
We like the alpha.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Yeah.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Yeah, we'll see you again same time next week. Bye everyone.
Thank you.